Folks, I really thought today was going to be a quiet no kings day from Donald Trump. But let me tell you something. In this video, I cannot wait to show you how he just completely snapped.
Democracy looks like.
I figured the man would sulk all day, play his golf, and stay out of the spotlight while 8 million Americans came out across more than 3,300 rallies in all 50 states to protest this administration. That's one of the largest single-day demonstrations in our nation's history.
Stop the war!
But Trump couldn't help himself. He feels the pressure building, and that's exactly why Donald Trump is now going to war with his own party. Because even many in his own party are fed up with the direction of this conflict. That's why he had to send out one of his allies today to try and spin the story around this war with Iran. And that's exactly where I want to begin. Before we get to Donald Trump snapping, attacking his own party, and the powerful scenes from No King's Day, including what Bernie Sanders had to say, because let me tell you, I really needed to hear those words today. Like I said, Donald Trump sent out his propagandist. Listen to what Robert F. Kennedy Jr. said about Trump's so-called deep understanding of the Middle East. This might be one of the biggest stretches ever told.
During the campaign, I was on the airplane with them, and we were sitting across the table from each other eating McDonald's, drinking Diet Coke. And we started talking about Syria, and he got a placemat, and he turned it on its back, and then he took a Sharpie and he drew a perfect map of the Mideast. And then he put the troop strength of every country on every border on that map, and it just it challenged a lot of the assumptions that I had been told about him. He has, he has this extraordinary depth of knowledge about what's happening in each one of the agencies.
In the entire history of things that never happened, that story might be the one that never happened the most. Donald Trump needs a 2-minute sizzle reel, that's what his handlers reportedly call it, of explosions going kaboom in Iran just to keep him interested in a war he started only 4 weeks ago. That's how much of a child this man is when it comes to serious matters of state. Critics say he struggles to stay focused on detailed briefings, so his team keeps him engaged with short highlight reels. The result? We're stuck in another costly conflict that most Americans didn't ask for. A war shaped by intense political pressure and long-standing alliances in the Middle East, while serious questions remain about who is really benefiting. So no, he does not possess some photographic genius about the region. Donald Trump is an out-of-control figure who has dragged us into yet another dangerous war. And that was the central point Bernie Sanders drove home at No King's Day, the one that I believe really set Trump off. This is what losing control looks like.
Since this war began, 13 American soldiers have been killed and hundreds have been wounded, including another 12 yesterday. In Iran, nearly 2,000 civilians have been killed and many more wounded, and 498 schools have been bombed by American and Israeli missiles. In Lebanon, more than 1,000 people are dead, and more than 1 million Lebanese people, 15% of their population, have been displaced from their homes. In Israel, 20 people have been killed and over 5,000 wounded. In the West Bank, Israeli vigilantes are burning down homes and killing Palestinians. At a time when gas prices are soaring, when many Americans cannot afford the basic necessities of life, it is estimated that this war has already cost $1 trillion.
Think about those numbers, folks. 13 American soldiers, our troops, have already been killed, with hundreds more wounded, including another dozen just yesterday. In Iran, nearly 2,000 civilians dead, hundreds of schools reduced to rubble, Lebanon devastated, with over 1 million people displaced. And here at home, gas prices are soaring, while so many families struggle to afford groceries and medicine. This war has already cost $1 trillion of your tax dollars. $1 trillion. That's money that could have gone to fixing our roads, supporting our veterans, or securing social security for our generation and our children's future. Instead, our troops are paying the ultimate price while powerful interests, political and financial, appear to be benefiting from the chaos. Serious questions are being raised about conflicts of interest and who really gains from this conflict. Americans are dying in service to a set of priorities that too often seem to favor well-connected elites and insiders rather than the common-sense needs of working families like ours. If there was ever a reason for decent, patriotic Americans, Republicans, Democrats, and independents alike to get out in the streets and protest, this is it. And it's not just the usual crowd. Even some Republicans are turning away from Trump's approach. Some are openly opposing him. Others are simply refusing to go along, sitting in stalemate. And that is precisely why Donald Trump is now declaring war on his own party. It is time for the Senate filibuster to end. Those weak and ineffective Republican senators that stand in the way of this should be exposed to the public. The Democrats are crazy. Donald Trump is calling for Republican senators to be exposed because they will not end the filibuster.
I could have never imagined the day would come when we were staring down at this kind of creeping authoritarianism in the United States of America. But we are here because Donald Trump just has not chipped away at our democracy. He has taken a wrecking ball to the very foundation of what makes America great. He has tried to intimidate Minnesotans. He has tried to make us afraid. He has tried to divide us.
Now we know exactly why Donald Trump is so desperate to kill the Senate filibuster. Because he saw 8 million Americans come out on No King's Day to protest this war, to demand transparency on the Epstein files, and to push back against a broken system in which big money has bought off far too many voices in Congress. People who seem to pledge allegiance to powerful foreign lobbies and corporate donors rather than the Constitution they swore to defend. Major media outlets are increasingly dominated by a small handful of ultra-wealthy owners who protect their own interests and this administration. No King's Day isn't just about one man named Donald Trump, it's plural. We can't fix what's broken in the country we love by only pointing at the loudest figures. These individuals represent deeply entrenched systems of dark money and unchecked influence that we have to confront and reform. It's the same machinery that allows billionaires to pour unlimited funds into elections. Those are the systems we have to go after. I strongly oppose what Elon Musk, Donald Trump, and Benjamin Netanyahu stand for in this moment. But it's these rotten structures that have enabled serious abuses of power, actions that demand real accountability. If we only talk about the individuals, we miss the bigger fight. And that's exactly what the defenders of the status quo want. We see it with too many corporate Democrats as well. Cory Booker and others will say the polite words, "I have disagreements with Mr. Count Netanyahu," but their response has been far too weak and unwilling to confront the scale of the suffering. They seem more focused on holding onto power than delivering the systemic change Americans deserve. I'm not looking for mild public criticism. I'm after real reform. I'm after an affirmative vision of how government can once again serve the people. A vision that Zohran Mamdani, AOC, and Bernie Sanders are fighting for right now.
And the actions that we take now will determine what the future looks like. The choices that we face are clear. In the wealthiest country in the history of the world, at a time of massive breakthroughs in technology, we now have the opportunity to create a nation in which all people can enjoy a dignified standard of living, where we wipe out bigotry and hatred, and where all of us can live in peace and participate in a vibrant democracy. Where the foundation of our nation is built on love, compassion, human solidarity, and an understanding. As your great former senator, the late Paul Wellstone, said, we all do better when we all do better. And that is one vision for the future, a vision that, in my view, the vast majority of the American people share.
Bernie Sanders is offering something this administration will never give you. A clear, affirmative vision of what government can and should be in the wealthiest country on earth. Lifting working people, ensuring a dignified life for every family, wiping out hatred and division, and building a vibrant democracy rooted in compassion and human solidarity. We all do better when we all do better. That simple truth still resonates with the vast majority of Americans. He's leading as an independent voice, and that independence is exactly what this moment demands. Meanwhile, Donald Trump is lashing out at his own Republican senators because they won't help him push aggressive voting restrictions and controversial election changes ahead of the midterms. He's clearly rattled by the size and strength of what he saw on No King's Day. That is the stark difference in the direction this country could take. One path offers hope and real improvement for our children and grandchildren. The other offers more chaos, more division, and more fear. But it's up to us, our generation, our neighbours, our communities, to make sure we move in the right direction. The primaries coming up may be even more important than the general election for the House or Senate. I truly believe that. If we keep sending corporate Democrats who will simply fall in line behind Chuck Schumer and offer nothing but letters and light criticism, then nothing fundamental will change, even if we win majorities. We need real fighters, people who aren't owned by corporations. People willing to stand up and say that unlimited funding and blind support must have limits, no matter which side is asking. Real change only happens when we put leaders in power who actually want change. That is what No King's Day was truly about. That is the lesson we should carry forward from today. Donald Trump is spiraling, and I have to say, it's something to see. We're going to keep covering all of this honestly and calling things exactly as we see them. If you want to support this work and help push for that better vision, then hit that subscribe button right now and leave a like on this video. If you stayed with me until the end, drop a blue heart in the comments below. It means a lot. Keep on fighting, folks. I do care about this country we love, and I know you do too. Our kids and grandkids are counting on us. Until next time, I'll see you